Y'all suck
Good
on the
morning or
phone.
good afternoon or whatever it is right now. Everybody say hi, Max.
Thanks, guys. Hello.
Max, it's everybody.
Hey, everybody.
I'm super geeked out that you're here. A lot of people probably think that you were born on YouTube, but truth be told, you've been doing this because I'm in the job of covering people who do television and film. I've known of your work. You started when you were like 4 years old.
Oh, awesome. And yes, indeed. Yeah, just singing and dancing in my underwear, and now we're here.
Wow. So you were born in or near Woodstock? Is that right?
I was born and raised in Hell's Kitchen, New York City, and then I lived in Woodstock, New York, like the concert, but it wasn't held there.
Yeah.
Just a fun fact. Do you know that fact?
No.
So you know the famous concert of Woodstock.
Of course.
They were supposed to have it in the town, but they didn't get the zoning rights. So
it's at a
it
farm
was,
one
yeah, it's
street
like
away.
It's like literally like 45 miles away. So people would come to the town and be like, "Oh, where's the concert?" And they're like, you gotta like leave
Right.
like an hour away.
Right. If you go to Woodstock now, it's like, oh, we've got some organic cheese, but
Yeah,
nothing
exactly.
of the lore of the concert.
Lots of organic cheese. There's this guy named Grandfather Woodstock. I don't think he's still around, but he used to go through Woodstock and have this long beard, and he would carry this like giant it was this basically it was a ride essentially, and he would like make people ride around. It was this beautiful sculpture, I guess you could say, but it looked like a rickshaw. I don't know. It was bizarre. I'm digressing. Let's move on. Woodstock.
But
yeah.
do you feel like having roots that close to the nucleus of where some old, real roots music began? Do you think that influenced you at all?
Oh, absolutely.
Subliminally, at least?
Woodstock, especially both the city, New York City, and Woodstock. In Woodstock, I am half Jewish. My partner Ryan, he'll meet soon, is half Jewish. We make one full Jew, and together, when I lived in Woodstock, I joined this African drumming community when I was a kid because one of the teachers at my school married an amazing man from Guinea, and so I spent most of my childhood in this African drumming in this group essentially, and so I didn't have a bar mitzvah because it was the same, like Hebrew classes were the same days that I would do African drumming. So when I turned 13, I had this African coming of age ceremony because I was like, I'm supposed to have a bar mitzvah, but I didn't do it, and they're like, well, we'll do like our version of that, and we can just like, you don't have to survive in the jungle for 3 days. We'll just like celebrate your manhood, and so we did that.
Do you realize
so that's a big part of
how
my
many
life.
layers of cultural dopeness you just laid down? This is why you're a star.
No.
So YouTube started happening. Your career was happening about the time you and YouTube were born about the same. Your career and YouTube were born about the same time.
Totally, yeah.
Quick
YouTube,
adapter.
Yeah, YouTube's been amazing as a company, as a platform. I think it's amazing music in this day and age, whether it's SoundCloud, YouTube, whatever else. You have so many ways. It's scary for a lot of people because the competition is even more so that people are blowing up in their own ways. But also it gives you the power to I was with a long time ago. I was with a record label that I was like shelved for a few years, and during that time, that's when I started covering people's stuff on YouTube because I wasn't allowed to release my own stuff, but I could cover people's stuff. So that was an amazing world to sort of be a part of, to just at least get my style out there. And yeah, there's amazing people on it, like my friend Kurt and other people who really taught me the ways of being able to produce your own little world. Yeah.
You were in a major motion picture based on the Beach Boys, but at that time, are you thinking, and it was great, it was a great movie, nominated for Academy Awards, but at that time, are you thinking, yeah, it's cool, but more people see me every single day than will ever see this movie?
Oh, no, honestly, that movie was so, it was beautiful to be a part of it because I'm a big fan of the Beach Boys, and being able to just jump into that, learn so much more about Brian Wilson's life and the struggle he went through as a musician. I mean, it just goes to show, if you want to be, I learned a lot from that movie because Paul Dano was one of the main actors who, I don't know if anybody knows his work.
Hey, Brian.
He's amazing. He played Brian Wilson, and that's when I realized, like, man, if I want to act like, I can't be an actor because this guy is an actor. This guy lives and breathes this, and I don't feel that way about it. And so I learned both that that's how I feel about music, and I need to just commit to that. And I also, in learning about Brian Wilson's life and how committed he was to every aspect of music, you have to feel that way. If you can do anything else with your life, do it, because it's too hard of a life not to feel that way about. So those were the two biggest things I learned doing that movie.
Yeah, with no offense, your personality and your whole thing is bigger than most of the roles you've probably been offered right now. So they're probably trying to find a role big enough, something that suits you.
Oh, no, I'm honored. Thanks,
If you could play any existing historical figure ever in a movie, who would that be?
Oh, Lord, that's a great question. I don't know. Geez. I mean, I would want to play Stevie Wonder, but I can't do that, obviously. That would be cool. I can't do that.
It would be a different. It would be an interesting
It would
casting
be
choice.
a really bizarre casting choice.
Some people might say Prince, maybe.
That too. I probably couldn't do that either, but that would be amazing too. Yeah, Prince I love, of course. I'm a massive Prince fan forever.
How exciting is it as an artist that, your career it was born on YouTube, but if you look at it quickly, like within 3 months, you went from 0 to 500,000 Twitter followers. You have over, you're about to hit 1 million on Facebook.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's cool. Social media is rad that you can connect with people all over the world in a personal way, just via the internet. That's the best part. It's also very poisonous, and my wife's on me a lot because I'm like I need to be off my phone a lot more. Yeah,
Well,
so
with
there's
great
a
power
balance.
comes great responsibility.
Totally,
have you ever
dude.
thrown anything out there into the digital universe that you wanted to pull back? but you
Yeah,
couldn't?
I've had a few of those.
Like?
For sure. Oh, I don't know.
Any pictures?
Oh man, no, I don't know. No, I try to be on top of more. I've definitely made a few mistakes in that. I've had some moments where maybe I let my emotions get the best of me, and maybe I call somebody out, and I don't realize that I should have taken a few hours to breathe that in and then decide how to respond. Sometimes I just go quick with it. So yeah, that's probably something that I've done a few times on the internet that I should just be careful of.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We should talk about your music a little bit. Congratulations on all the success
Oh,
and
thank
growth.
you. Appreciate
Since
it.
Hell's Kitchen's Angels, how
Yeah,
has your
yeah.
music changed? How has it evolved?
Oh man, I'd say I'm just even more committed now. I guess is the best way to describe it. I just it's everything I think about every day. I need to turn it off sometimes because it's all every moment of my life I'm thinking, oh, how could this be a song and everything of that sort. And I realize that I have to just breathe and live more. And I need to take a vacation with my wife at some point, and we'll do that.
Yeah,
I promised her.
how
we'll do
does
that.
your wife put up with
She's
the
amazing.
demands? Like right here, you're
Yeah.
with us, which means you're not with her.
Yeah, she's in the van right now, so she's
Okay.
not too far. But no, she's just she's my everything. She's my rock. The minute she stepped in my life, it was all transformed because I didn't have any cares about what people thought anymore because I have her, and so my fashion changed, my outlook at life, my things that I stand for, because as long as she's there, nothing else, everything, I feel the most empowered because there's nothing that matters other than her.
My wife's watching right now going, you can learn a lot from this guy. And that was so sweet. Everybody all together. Oh, that was so nice.
Oh, gross. That's what Ryan and I do anytime we talk about it. Emily would go, oh, anyway.
Do you need a bucket to throw up in? I
You
saw
need a
that little
bucket, right?
gesture you made. So you realize it wasn't that long ago that an artist of your age hitting the same demos that you're trying to get, they would have to suppress any kind of real romantic life. They'd have to bury that. Oh, I'm not married. They wouldn't be wearing a ring.
Oh, absolutely. It's a wonderful point to bring up. I spent a lot. Well, Emily and I were secretly together for a little bit, and that was more of a personal choice because I'd always been sort of public about relationships, and it wasn't something. It was the first time that we had an opportunity to just sort of feel private about it. But then at a certain point, people were, I wrote the Lights Down Low. I wrote it about her, and I proposed to her with it. So that's the story behind it, and suppressing that story felt so wrong to not be open about it, because I think as an artist, as a band, if you're creating music, the story behind it is just as much a part of the song as the song is, and so it felt not only bizarre not to tell that story every time we sang it, but it also felt bizarre not to be open about my own life just because I can't lie at all, which is ironic because I acted for a little while, but it's like I just can't. Like if someone asks me a question, I could never lie. It's just the thing that I have. So being that I wanted to not only be open about the story and be open about her and just it was something that people said, you're going to lose everything. Like, once you're open about this relationship, you're not going to have a music career anymore. And that was a scary thing to hear from a lot of, people in the world of music. Right. But it was worth that risk right away. And I was like, well, then I don't want to do it. Like, I'd rather be transparent about it and lose everything and rebuild it than not have it, be an open thing. And because of that, we did it. We dove in and told everybody and revealed it with our wedding video with the song, and it was beautiful that it couldn't have been a better response. People really took it in such a beautiful way, and I that's just something that the universe was very kind to have that response with everybody.
It's awesome because as an artist, if you're not authentic, it's crippling.
Yeah,
Is that right?
100%. There's too many people that want to do it, and you can't just be like, yo, what's up? Like all the ladies, and like, yo, I'm single forever. I'm 37, like whatever. Like you can't do that because unless that's real to your life, it is tight. Live your life. But I think that if you're just doing it because you want people to desire listening to you, it should be about the music more than anything. And
Right.
and that's something I learned very quickly.
Before you got married, did you talk like that?
No, definitely not. I mean, I guess I was just way more insecure. I think that I'm a fun-sized person, so I was always like throughout my life, just like, oh, am I man enough because I'm a small person and things like that, and people would comment on it, and I used to be so offended. Someone would be like, oh wow, you're way shorter in person than I thought you'd be,
Right.
things like that. And back in the day, I used to feel very insecure about that, about what I wore, just all these different things. I suppressed it all, and since being married, I'm wearing what I'm wearing, and I can do what I'm doing, and I love it, and I call myself fun size and all these things. So it's definitely transformed everything.
All right, 3 more questions, and we'll
Cute.
let you perform. That's what everybody's dying to
Yes,
hear.
Bobo.
So, Urge, what does that mean?
Urge.
He has a tattoo.
Yeah.
Nice Urge.
Cute. Yes. Oh, wonderful question. My wife and I, before we said I love you, because I knew very quickly that she was it. It was like a light switch went off, and we both felt that way. But we knew if we said I love you within the first however many weeks or months or whatever, it would be kind of crazy and too soon. But we had the urge to say it, and so we would say the urge. That was like our next level. I love you, and it's become that for us. That anytime we really want to express that, we say the urge. And so, in knowing that we're going to be together forever, when we're 80, we still want to be able to know that where did it all begin? How did that feeling start? Even when you have your moments in marriage where you maybe do forget that initial feeling, and you get so comfortable with it. So this is a little reminder to always stay true to the reason we got together in the first place.
You should be a relationship therapist. What are you doing in music?
Yeah, it's basically music, relationships.
All right, I know you're tied into some heavy hitters. Madonna handpicked you for an ad one time, but if you could pair with anyone musically to collaborate right now to do that one awesome gig, who would it be?
Stevie Wonder, for sure. That's definitely the one for me.
That's awesome.
And like you said, Prince, may he rest in peace. But I also, I rep New York very, very hardcore, and doing something with Billy Joel would be, an honor and privilege.
Sweet.
Yeah, so those are 3.
You're going to perform a song for us right here, right now. So tell us before you get up here the background of the song.
Yeah, there you go. I've mentioned a little bit, but I wrote the song for my wife, and I proposed her with her, and I always say before we sing the song that this song stands for love for us, and whether that love, if you are gay, you're straight, you're bisexual, you're transgender, we want people to feel comfortable with themselves, because in my case, when you feel comfortable with yourself, you reach your fullest potential in your life, and so we always want to stand for love wherever we go with this song.